Alright, so I want to take a moment and explain why I'm doing the blog and now starting these videos. The first time I went into becoming a genuine parent, not saying that even after all my losses, I didn't feel like a genuine parent because I never got to hold any of my children. So when my first child was born, I finally felt like everything I ever wanted to be was finally happening. And it was this great, glorious miracle. And once I found out he was autistic, which again, if you see my other videos, we started to suspect it. It was around 18 months. Things really started to change for us. And some of it was in good ways and some of it was in bad ways. And I know, as a mom, going through parenting my first time and then having a special needs child on top of it, it caused a lot of challenges in my household. And we had to learn things on the fly. And honestly, it took a lot out of me, and I felt so lost and so alone. And it wasn't until this year, my oldest is now 7, that I have a tribe of people that are there and support me. Now, I know there are many families out there who have a good support network and who have people in their corner, and for those families, absolutely great. But my husband and I have felt very strongly that we've been kind of doing most of it on our own. And that's okay too. I mean, everyone's story is going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to say we don't have people who love us and support us, because we totally do. But the support we need is very different from the support a lot of times people have available to give. So, with that being said, as a mom going through autism and parenting and everything for the first time, I struggled quite a bit. And I don't want another mother to struggle the way I did. And with the invention of social media and all this stuff, I really want people to see that they aren't alone. And I want people to know that it is doable, even on a quote-unquote budget, which is what I do. We live on a very tight budget. Literally every extra penny is accounted for in our bills. And so my husband and I gross around 60 to 65 a year with 3 kids, one who is 100% on the spectrum and one who is more than likely on the spectrum. He should be getting diagnosed this summer. And so I want people to know they're not alone. It is possible to have special needs children and be struggling financially. It is possible to be a good parent and have all these restrictions on you. You aren't alone. It is okay. You can do this. And that is the big takeaway as to why I'm doing this. Now, you will notice as I'm doing these videos more and more, I'm going to be doing my chores. I'm going to be talking to people while I'm running my household, because that's the way I do things. I don't sit still. I have friends who sit there and say I'm Superwoman, and my husband says I'm a superhero. So I don't agree with them. I think they're absolutely but you know, they're welcome to their beliefs. I am just a mom doing my best, and that's all I want to be, is a mom doing my best. The day I feel like I'm not doing my best, I think that's going to be the first day that I failed. Truly failed. I feel like I'm a failure all the time, and apparently, according to others, that's how you know you're being a decent parent, is you're terrified that you're failing. I don't know how true any of those sayings are, but to each their own. Cup of coffee, cup of tea, cup of whatever. And then someone else asked me why I'm choosing Mom Begins with Coffee. So for me, for my life, I don't know how people do it without having some kind of addiction or fixation or something. I feel like, that was water. I feel like I am constantly running around being crazy. And honestly, that's the one thing I truly find 100% pleasure and comfort in, and I don't regret about my day, is that I took the time every once in a while to have a cup of coffee. because my days can be very, very intensive, or very, very stressful, or very, very sensory rich, or very, very any of it. And so since I know these things are all the case for my life, I want to be prepared for all the best, worst cases scenarios. And so for me, my day begins and ends with a cup of coffee. And sometimes there's a handful of coffees in the middle of it as well, because, you know, I love coffee. Coffee makes me happy. It's my little fixation. It's my happy juice. It's how I get through the day. And, you know, other people are going to have other things. Some people are going to prefer tea. Some people are going to prefer whatever. Maybe you want a glass of wine at the end of the day. But for me, it's a cup of coffee. And so that's where Mom begins with coffee, is we all have our little thing that helps us get through the day. For me, it's coffee. So my day begins with a cup of coffee. My momming begins with a cup of coffee. And that's where I came up with the title, Mom Begins with Coffee. I will do another video, and probably later today, going over a little more about myself, who I am, and, you know, what my dreams and aspirations were. So, you guys have a great one in the meantime.